In the year 2245, Earth was a place of incredible technological advancement and comfort. People lived in huge, futuristic cities filled with parks and green spaces. Advanced transportation systems and clean energy sources made life easy and comfortable. Humanity had even established colonies on other planets and moons within our solar system. Life was good and peaceful. Most diseases were eradicated. Interstellar travel was routine, and the people of Earth enjoyed their happy lives. However, despite these achievements, Earth was still about to face a challenge that would be considered one of the hardest in all of human history. Scientists had recently discovered a rare and incredibly powerful element called agritium on a distant planet named Zathra. Agritium had the potential to revolutionize energy production, offering nearly unlimited clean power. It was a game changer, and it quickly became the most sought-after resource in the galaxy. The discovery of agritium did not go unnoticed. The Trinian Empire, a powerful and aggressive alien race, learned about it too. The Trinians were known for their advanced technology and military power. They had conquered many star systems and saw agritium as the key to maintaining and expanding their dominance. That's why, after realizing that Zathra is very rich with agritium, they started moving their forces towards the planet. But humans were still unaware of the Trinian Empire. They thought that they were the only ones in pursuit of agritium, which is why they left the planet Zathra almost unguarded. Back on Earth, in the present day, the sun was rising over New York. The city was a stunning example of human innovation. Skyscrapers mixed with green parks filled the sky, and flying cars were seen everywhere. People were balancing their lives between the digital and real worlds with the help of virtual reality that connected them with other people across the universe. Captain Mira Pax walked through Central Park, which was now an urban forest filled with exotic plants from across the galaxy. She stopped at a memorial dedicated to the first human settlers of Mars. She looked at it and started reflecting on humanity's journey from the very beginning. "Captain Pax," a voice called. Mira turned to see Dr. Elias Turner approaching with his holographic assistant floating beside him. "Elias, good morning." Mira greeted him with a smile. "How's the agritium project coming along?" Elias adjusted his glasses. "We're making amazing progress. The new reactors are more efficient than we ever dreamed. If we can get more agritium, we could transform our energy systems." Mira nodded. "That's great news, but getting more agritium isn't easy. Planet Zathra is far away from us, and getting our troops repeatedly back and forth to the planet is costly and time-consuming." Elias responded, "You're right about that, but at least we're not fighting with anyone to get it." Mira nodded, smiling. "Yeah, at least that's in our favor." She continued her walk down the park when she received a call from her people to get back on their spaceship because they were preparing to go to Zathra again. Mira agreed to that and entered an aircraft that would take her there. On their spaceship, called Hope's Dawn, Lieutenant Zara Quinn reviewed the latest reports from the colonies. Everything seemed normal at first until red alerts started flashing on the holographic display, indicating increased alien activity near the agritium mines on Zathra. Lieutenant Quinn ordered her people to check again, because this had to be a mistake. To her knowledge, there was no one in the universe who knew about agritium mines, except for us. Her officers checked again, but their radars were still showing alien activity. At that moment, Captain Mira was arriving at the ship with her plane. "Captain, "We have a problem," Zara said as Mira entered the ship. Mira walked over to Zara's station, frowning as she saw the alerts. "What's the situation?" "Alien activity has been spotted near our mining operations on Zathra. We don't know what they are yet, but we are sure that they are in fact there," Zara explained. Mira turned to Navi, the ship's AI. "Navi, do we have any defensive systems on Zathra?" "Defensive systems are operational, but are minimal and aren't ready for the potential attack of an alien ship," Navi replied in its monotone voice. "We need to be prepared for the worst," Mira said decisively. "They might be peaceful, but we can't risk it. Too much is at stake here." "Call our military ships. We need to strengthen our defenses and go there immediately," Mira ordered her crew. Zara set a course for Zathra. "We need to be there as soon as possible." "On it, Captain," Zara said as her fingers were flying over the controls. "Course set. We'll be in Zathra's orbit in a few hours." As the ship prepared for its jump to Zathra, Mira gathered her senior officers in the briefing room. Dr. Elias Turner, Sergeant Lucas Harlow, and Officer Clara Green joined her around the holographic table. "We've got trouble on Zathra," Mira began, looking each of them in the eye. "We discovered alien presence on the planet. We still don't know their intentions, but we have to be prepared for the potential fight. They may be peaceful, but they also may be after our minds, and that's why we need to be ready to defend the Agritium at all costs. Our future depends on it." Dr. Elias Turner, the ship's science officer, added, "I've been working on some modifications to our shields using Agritium. It could give us a significant advantage if there is a fight, but it's risky. If something goes wrong, we could be in serious trouble." Mira nodded. "We need every edge we can get. Do what you can, Doctor. Clara, I want you to monitor communications. If the aliens start talking, I want to know about it immediately." Clara Green, the young communications officer, nodded. "I'll set up a watch on all frequencies. If they so much as whisper, we'll hear it." "Good," Mira said, standing up. "Let's get to work. We have a lot to prepare for, and not much time to do it." As the Hope's Dawn approached Zathra, the tension on the ship was intense. Every member of the crew was focused on their tasks, knowing that the fate of the Agritium and potentially the future of humanity rested on their shoulders. "Entering Zathra's orbit now," Zara announced from her station. "Bring up the visuals," Mira ordered. The main screen on the ship came to life, showing the planet Zathra below. The mining colony was visible, along with some minor defensive installations they had set up years ago. But what caught everyone's attention were the alien ships hovering just beyond the colony's perimeter. "Looks like they're waiting for something," Lucas observed. "Or someone," Mira added. "We can't afford to wait and find out. Zara, prepare a shuttle. I want to see the alien ships up close and check whether they have the intention of fighting with us or not." Mira, Lucas, and Elias boarded a shuttle and descended to the surface of Zathra. The mining colony was a busy place with workers and drones moving around. People greeted them as they landed. "Welcome to Zathra, Captain. Things have been tense around here." "Why, what happened?" Mira asked the workers. "The aliens you see above us in their ships contacted us and said that we need to leave the planet immediately or they'll destroy us. They said that they represent the Trinian Empire and that they need our Agritium mines." "Shit," Mira said angrily. "So my fears came true. They want to fight us for our Agritium mines. This is not good. This is not good at all. But first, I want to talk to them and see if there is some way we can avoid this." Captain then called her ship and said to Officer Green that she wanted her to prepare a call with the Trinians and forward it to her because she wanted to talk to them. "All right, Captain, I'm on it," Clara responded. She then turned on the ship's communication device and language modulation and called the Trinian ship. One of the Trinian communications officer answered the call and asked what do they want from them. Clara said to him that her captain wanted to speak with their leader immediately. The Trinian general accepted the invitation, and the call was proceeded to Captain Mira. She started the conversation very politely by asking, "We are the citizens of the Earth's Confederation. We come in peace. What are you doing on our land?" The Trinian general responded arrogantly by saying, "This is not your land or your planet. You have no right to claim it. We will do what we came to do. If you in any way disrupt us, we will annihilate you." And they ended the call. Captain Mira then turned to her people and said, "We are in deep trouble. They said that they will kill us if we don't leave Zathra immediately. But if we leave our mines, the future of Earth is doomed. But we are severely outnumbered by them. I don't know what to do." "Then we fight them," Sergeant Harlow responded. "We gather our people and our weapons and fight them here and now." Captain Mira thought for a couple of seconds and then agreed to Harlow's proposal. She ordered all of the workers to get weapons out of the military ships and fortify their position around the mines. Then she called her ship and said that she was coming back and that they should prepare for combat. After she boarded the ship, she gave an order immediately to all of her people to start an attack on the Trinian forces. The cannons started blasting from the military ships and also from their fortified position on the mines. The Trinian ships were hit, but they didn't suffer any damage at all, because their ships were protected by a force field generated by the agritium they took from the planet. The Trinians immediately retaliated by firing their own weapons, but there was a problem. Their weapons were also enriched by agritium, which means that they could pierce any shield put around our ships. And so, the carnage began. First, they destroyed both of our military ships that were around the planet. Then they aimed their weapons on the ground where all of the workers were, killing them instantly on the spot. The only thing that remained standing was Mira's ship. Trinians wanted to take her prisoner so that she could tell them all about the agritium humans took and where they transported it. But Mira ordered the crew on her ship to immediately start the engines and make the jump to Earth. They needed to escape the Trinians by all means, or they would be tortured and killed by them. Therefore, the ship turned and prepared for a jump to our planet. But the Trinians noticed that they were trying to escape, so they followed them. After our ship went through the portal, all of the Trinian ships were right behind it. When Mira and her crew arrived on Earth, she immediately went to her supreme commander to tell him that they were attacked and that they barely got out alive. She explained that planet Earth is in grave danger from the Trinian Empire and that they must act now, or they'll all be dead. When Trinians arrived in Earth's orbit, they didn't attack the planet straight away. They first informed their home base of their whereabouts and asked them for a backup. After that, all of the Trinian army left their planet and embarked on a crusade for our planet. It took them several hours to arrive to Earth on their battleships because their planet was really far away. In the meantime, humans were preparing for the war. Soldiers gathered every single weapon they could find in the world, both the modern ones and the old ones, including the atom bomb. People all around the globe were notified of the alien invasion that was about to happen. Every single country started collaborating with each other in order for us to have a chance to defeat these tyrannical aliens. After the rest of the Trinian army arrived in Earth's orbit, they launched the first attack on humans. That marked the beginning of the bloodiest war in all of human history. First, they attacked all of the Earth's defensive spaceships that were patrolling the planet's orbit. They destroyed them easily, killing everyone on board. Then, they headed to the ground. When they arrived, they were met with extreme fire from our army. Rockets were launched, cannons blasted, airplanes bombed them, and guns were shooting at them. But nothing could pierce the shields that aliens created from Agritium. After all of the failed attempts by our soldiers to destroy the Trinians, they called generals from every single country in the world to ask them, "What now?" Generals ordered them, without hesitation, to launch all of the atom bombs that we have in order to defeat them. "But sir, won't this damage our planet as well?" one officer asked. "If we launch every single atom bomb at them, we will hurt us in the process." "Damn it, soldier, if we don't do that, we are dead anyway," one general replied. "Launch all of the atom bombs at them," he ordered to his troops. So the bombs were launched, and as they were flying through the air, people started praying. They were embracing each other in fear that if this didn't work out, it would be all over. They would be all dead. Bombs started hitting the Trinian ships, one after the other. Huge blasts were seen from thousands of miles away. Earth was trembling from all the force that atom bombs created. Huge dust arose from the ground and covered the alien ships. You couldn't see anything. People were sure that this was it. They defeated the aliens. But some buzzing sound was heard in the distance, and it was getting louder. Then they saw a force field. That force field blew all the dust and bombs away, and now you could see clearly that the alien ships were unharmed. People around the globe started panicking. They immediately went for the underground bunkers, in the hope that they might protect them from the alien wrath. As they were running for the bunkers, the Trinians started bombing all of the major cities in the world. They destroyed them all. Our beautiful cities, our beacons of hope and peace were burned to the ground. Hundreds of millions of people were killed and wiped from the face of the earth. Despair was the only thing that was left in our beautiful world. But some people did survive. Those ones that headed first into the bunkers managed to escape the alien bombs and were left unharmed, although in the bunkers they could survive maybe for 2 weeks, tops, because they were running low on air. People down there started getting extremely depressed. They were overcome by despair. There was no hope left for humanity. Until one of the scientists suggested a crazy idea. What if they take the Agritium that was stored underground and use it to enrich their weapons with it? The element was extremely potent, and humans wanted to use it for an almost infinite source of clean energy. But if you reverse the usage of Agritium, you could create a weapon that would be capable of destroying whole planets. The people agreed to that, because there was nothing else to do, basically. And they started building the ultimate weapon, their last hope for survival. A few days passed, and while the cities on the surface were being reduced to dust, people finished building the ultimate weapon underground. Then they created an opening in the bunker big enough for the weapon to be put there and aimed at the alien ships. The scientist who gave the idea for the weapon to be built wanted to have the honor to shoot it first. People agreed to that, and he sat on the chair next to the weapon with his finger on the trigger and his eyes on the looking glass. After he confirmed the position of all of the alien ships, He asked for permission to start shooting. People looked into each other's eyes. Their fists were clenched, and they unanimously said, "Shoot." The scientist smiled and pulled the trigger. The weapon blasted through the air towards the main Trinian ship. The ship was hit, and to everyone's surprise, it was destroyed instantly. Then he quickly turned to other ships and started shooting them. One after the other, they were falling to the ground, completely destroyed. And after the last ship was hit, people started jumping and screaming because they destroyed their enemies. They won the war, and they survived.